down here. Maybe a little flow improver right here. No tiebreakers. There it is, Corporate Eye, black. Nailed it. That's what we're doing. So what I'm gonna do here is walk you guys through edge highlighted black. It's secretly easy. So, if you guys recall, we airbrushed the model black. Now, we used some signature transparent black in the mix to make it really black, okay? Because cold black is cold black. It's not super black, okay? And so, what I like to do is just abandon the concept of modulating your blacks. Just make it the black as black possible. Like a transparent black. Perfect. And if you want a coolness to your edge highlighting, like blue, lay it down on your palette. Okay, and obviously we're going to edge highlight the black with gray. But we're not going to use gray. It's a waste of time. It's going to get you in trouble. So what we have here is our spectrum of highlights. Okay, and so people get into trouble with black because it's really that they're just not respecting black. Black is the darkest position, so you can't just use gray. We can't just say, "Oh, my model's black, and here's this pre-made gray that I'm gonna highlight that with." That's never gonna work. That's too disrespectful. It's got to be more like that, like at best. See, and oftentimes, I'm taking the black and just putting a speck of blue in it and making just like an ultra dark gray blue black. Okay? And so you want it to be barely brighter than black. Okay, now typically I'm telling people with edge highlighting, you want high opacity, low moisture in your brush. But when you're showing the black a lot of respect, you can get away with murder. Okay? You really can. Now, I did a few lines already on this guy just for a demo the other day, but I'll show you exactly how easy this is. So here's our respectful black. I'm going to invert the model. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that hard bevel right there, and I'm just going to scrape the side of my brush along it in a reasonably horizontal position, maybe with a little diagonal cant. Hold your brush swinger from right to left, high opacity, low moisture. Run it back, and what you're trying to do is keeping that horizontal plane the whole time so your brush doesn't fold over on itself. I call that the tracer. Now here, where I'm in trouble and my tip might hit the other plane, you want to do the same trick but with just the tip of your brush, not the flat of your brush. And we call that being cognizant of the tip penetration. Now you always got to be careful about what your brush is about to hit. My brush is about to smack into this, so this is going to be a mistake to continue trying to trace it from that angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate in this way. I'm going to use the tip of my brush, and we're going to utilize the heart pull strategy where I'm just going to draw the line straight down back to my heart. And these are where your lines are going to get a little fatter. They're going to be harder to maintain integrity on, but if you like always pulling straight back, it's going to be a lot easier to keep it straight. Now the respect that we showed the black, which is by using a very, very, very dark gray that we made ourselves, will help when you fuck up. Right? If you make a mistake and it's a little fat and weird, it's gonna just dissolve into the paint job. Whereas if you're just using some pre-mixed gray like this, it's gonna be so hard to even look at it and keep painting. So now, flip it back this way. We're gonna trace on this edge right here, getting those skinny straight lines because it's a nice bevel. And we've got these ghost lines. You see that? Really ghost. Anyone says, important question, have you paired your last will? I have not. I need to get that done today, actually. I got an appointment. So now what we're going to do is we're going to brighten up this mix a little bit. Okay? Maybe a little white and a little blue. So we've got like a lighter blue or gray. And now I'm just going to interact with what we've already highlighted here. Just kind of in the center here of that hook. Flip it back. Let's run a little tracer kind of center mass. Here with the brighter mix, brighter mix, brighter mix. And see now, it looks like I highlighted it twice, but I didn't. What I did was I budgeted real estate to pop into. And again, I can take another speck of white and blue and go a little brighter even. And I can engineer a final gleaming effect here. Like that. Rotate back, so we've got the nice ghost line encompassing everything, and we've got this like 3-piece ping ping. And you see over here, I did the first 2 lines in a demo for edge highlighting for my private classes, but not the final line. Okay, and so just like that, literally no fucking stress. Black is easy. Now that's the tracer technique, okay? That's the easier of the 2 techniques to practice, but the heart pull is the one that's gonna be your saving grace if you get good at it. Rat Lord in chat, what up? Now, welcome to the show, Rat Lord, prolific streamer. Hit that follow button, guys. Let's go back to our respectful ghost mix. And when you're doing a heart pull, you want to show it even more respect, okay? So the reason I like to just spray it black on black paint jobs is because it's like I already washed the model. It's as dark as it can get. So here I'm going to use the tip of my brush and just going to run a heart pull right here in the inner panel line. And by showing it so much respect, I can get away with murder. I can be fast and loose with this. And I'm always rotating the model to pull these lines straight back. Like so. So I've got a really ghostly perimeter engineered in there. Planet 13 and Templar. Can I get some love in the chat for these 2 legends? What we're going to do now is jump back into our spectrum, right? We already know, like, we're walking up in value and hue. So here's a slightly brighter version. I'm going to be a little bit more targeted here. And I'm going to aim kind of just at the top here. And then rotate back this way. And I'm going to keep it kind of fast and loose again. Right there. And maybe a little bit dead center right here. And now we're going to do one final push into a closer to white spectrum. And we're going to get a little bit more precise, a little bit straighter, not fast and loose. Like right there. And don't battle it on the model. If it's not just transferring off your bristles, go back to the palette. Look for that high opacity, low moisture mix that transfers. Now, if any one of these lines doesn't make you happy, this is why black is so easy. The editing process is so fucking simple. Go back to the black, use pure water, introduce some moisture, which lowers the opacity. So now it's low opacity. Take some of that moisture off on your finger, so now it's also low moisture. And work right up against that tide line you don't like and reshape the edge highlight you did with a filter. And what that'll do is it'll knock down the intensity level and the shape of those lines. So that's the procedure is simple. So just I basically do all my lines real quick, then go back and try to edit my mistakes later. John Patrick, 48 months back to back. Dreaded Paints, what's up, brother? So let's move over to this ass plate real quick. Let's run back to the respect mix. Okay, let's run a quick tracer here. And I'm doing the butt first, just because it's easy. And like I said, the first mix that really respects it, you can play it so fast and loose. See, like I can break a lot of rules here. And I usually do. See, I'm just doing a bunch of really loose heart pulls. rotate from this direction. Run some quick tracers on the tops of things here. I'm gonna do some fake lines like right here. Maybe run a quick line right here. Rotate. Just some real quick ghost lines. Now up here, you want to be a little bit more careful. So we're running a nice clean tracer here. See how I broke that into 2 pulls, so it wasn't just all at once. So I'm just gonna move through with our ghost line and engineer some intrigue. I'm gonna budget a little dark border between this highlight and that gold here as well. And everything is coming from this heart pull position. See that? Also, this panel right here, we're going to keep it black. So here's a little heart pull. We're using our ghost line. Now it gets a little trickier here. Because I already painted those nuts. Some nice ghost lines, real respectful. Let's see if we can sneak in here and get this thing right here going. Get that seam. It's a real soft bevel, but I think we can trace it for the most part. As you can see. Right here, let's just give ourselves a little slice. Right here. Rotate. Right there. Templar, my dude. I'm gonna get some strongman love in the chat for my boy Templar coming in with that 6x multiplier. That is 148 bonus yo dogs. Just congrats on getting a social security. Sunshine Grenadier in chat as well. Let me get that strongman love. Thank you so much. Templar, Love Minis, and Talon. As we're going over how easy black really is. And so let's stay committed to procedure and workflow. All ghost lines first, okay? So here on the shoulder pad, you want to drop a curve right here, but leave some black intact. Between this curve and the shoulder trim. Those can be a little tricky, just really respect the mix. And do your best. And this is why showing it so much respect is crucial. See, I'm constantly moving the model to facilitate that art pull. And here I can do a quick tracer on this seam right here. But I'm going to actually fatten up the line a little bit deliberately. Okay. Now I'm also going to run a seam right up against this icon. Like so, with a nice ghost line. Don't like, fight the urge to just grab the gray from your paint collection and just like start using raw dog gray. That's always a mistake. See, I can play this so loose. So loose. Rook, thank you for the follow. And turn the light down a little bit. You can see it's very ghostly. Just some black. Touch of gray. Let's move on. Let's hit the other shoulder since we're doing shoulders. Heart pull. Heart pull. Heart pull right there. Let's do a quick tracer where we use the flat of our brush. Hold your breath, swing it from right to left. But let's also fatten that line up a little bit right here. Right there. Even if the line shake can get wacky. Now this one right here, we're going to go under, under. Like so. Gives us a nice fake bevel. On top, inside. Showing it as much respect as you can will be safer. So if you're having trouble because maybe you haven't practiced enough, one of the easiest ways to just improve the overall look is to make it less bright on these ghost lines. Like I kind of know me and what I can get away with, but if you're struggling, just make it even closer to black. It's a really good training wheels. Safety net built in. Might take you a little longer, but it'll be fine. Now, what you want to do is every now and then you want to use some water to kind of rinse your brush off because we're using high opacity, low moisture. So it likes to drip dry in the tip. Just make sure that when you're rinsing your brush off like this, that you're not just bringing this moisture back to the model, right? So use your paper towel to dab it off. Now, I also like to use this flow improver to embed in my bristles to help slow the dry time down sometimes. And so what's on my palette is deceptive because it's reflecting so much light, but you see, very dark. So let's move down to the legs right here, okay? And again, respect is the black with a little bit of blue in it, okay? And we're gonna run in here with a heart pull, tip of the brush. Straight back. Right there. Let's get inside his belt. Right there. Let's run it in right here on his chest panel that pokes through. Right there. And this is why you want to practice your heart pull, because this stuff is real hard to trace. Right there. And this is why I like Edge Highlight in Black like this, is because instead of modulating the paint job and trying to spend all this time airbrushing these sick transitions in, which ultimately just going to make the model gray and not black, and then maybe you'll have to wash it to repair it. Instead, I just sprayed it black and I'm already doing the drama. You know? I'd rather just put my time in here. And honestly, the ghost lines are easy and the longest step. Because what we do next is going to be fast and it will have a huge impact. See, I hit the shield and it kind of deteriorated my line there, but luckily I showed enough respect that it's fine. Easy right there. Look around. Good. I think I can sneak one in right here. Or at least reinforce that one. Let's move over to the hand right here. Oh shit. Let me get some strong man love in the chat. Tactical Tortoise TV coming in with that raid. Can I get the hype train rolling on my birthday? Exclamation point retired. Exclamation point last show. Thank you, homie. We got every promotion in the book activated right now, guys. Double Yo Dogs, Beast Mode multipliers. We have a special never before done giveaway on the show. Exclamation point retired. We have exclamation point cool stuff. And right now we're going over why Edge Highlighted Black is actually super easy. If you're just tuning in, what we're doing is doing a series of really ghostly highlights using black. It looks gray because of the lighting, but we're using just black, which is pretty much the same black on the model. Touch of this blue just to make it slightly brighter, and even that, too bright. What you want is a really dark position, like that. And we're just tracing and drawing lines all over this guy. Really respectful, sometimes fat, not precise. Happy Paul, what's up, man? All right, so this shield right here, let's run this top seam right here. And this is an easy trace, right? You can rotate, use the tip. Just skirt that rail. Made it like a series of straight lines versus one big curved line. Rotate the model. Again. That nice ghost line. This one I'm going to have to draw a heart pull because I can't really get access to it. Now, here on the top of the frame, don't forget about this viewing angle. Let's trace that box shelf right there. Rotate. Let's get this one right here. Rotate. Let's get this one right here. Let's reinforce the width of this line. And we'll edit that down later because it got a little wacky. No worries. Let's reach in here. No worries. Bow, 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 bow. Looking good. Let's get this elbow. A lot of nice little ghost lines. Right there. Let's do a little on his face. Let's get a nice little frame around the icon on his shield. The quick fictional, the fake highlight. Let me get some hype in the chat right there, Mostro Morty. And also, like I said, I saw Real Ashman in chat. What's up, brother? Miss you, man. All right, so that's round one, ghost lines. Okay, no other details really have been done. We got lots of things we still got to do. So now let's do the fun shit. That was just workflow, right? So now we're going to brighten up this puddle. Right? We're going to make a new puddle right here with some more blue and some more white. Okay? And we're going to just draft some of this into that. And it could be more opaque and it could be less moist. Like staying in that high opacity range and that low moisture will be safer, but you can break that rule. Mystic Miniatures, this retirement for real? This is happy birthday, by the way. No. Come on, man. Come on. Okay, let's reinforce our ghost lines, okay? So let's just start here where it's easy. And this is our brighter line, and we're gonna be a little bit sharper on this ledge using the tracer technique. Right there. Okay. I'm gonna use the tip, and we're gonna just carefully run a tracer or a heart pull here. Okay. We're gonna enhance a little bit right here.
And his name is John C.
Here. Rotate back, Mostro Morty. That's a 10x multiplier and a 2x Yo-Dog stack right there. 230 bonus Yo-Dogs on top of his 2x stack. Happy birthday. So praise Nurgle and pass the cake. NWO Nurgle World Order. Mostro Morty, thank you so much, brother. Mo's Magic says, we're going to have to call you King of Clickbait soon. Yeah, I don't know why everyone thinks Rob is the King of Clickbait. I literally once did a fucking podcast named Live Interview with Kathleen Kennedy, or whatever her name is, the Star Wars writer that people hate her. Star Wars producer. Kathleen Kennedy. Like, I'll do anything, dog. Literally, we did a live podcast. That's what I named it. Like, people are like, Rob Clickbait. I'm like, dog, I'm fucking way more clickbait than this guy. People were like, when does the interview start? I was like, it will never start, dog. Come on. Okay, let's slice in here. Now, when you're doing the second pass, you don't need to re-highlight everything. We're just augmenting. See, we're leaving real estate behind. I'm focusing on these cuts, but here in the heart pull, you know, you got to be careful, right? That might be the wrong angle. I might have to go from this angle. Right there. Okay, and again, even if you think they're too crazy and too aggressive, wait till the end. Make your edits at the end. Sit with these lines. Don't get obsessed about fixing things that you don't like, because you might discover as things settle down and blend into each other that there's actually no mistakes. Little heart pull right there. Right there. Right there. Let's hit this tracer technique right here. And just look at the instant gratification of that pop. I love that shit. Neon black is my jam. We got some ghost lines right here. Contrast City, baby. Demeki and chat, happy birthday. I'm with Wrath, John P, and Matt, and we're talking about coming in different stages of coming. Yep. That adds up. Tell Ralph I said what's up. I missed that dude. Pop goes the monkey. Happy birthday. What's this retirement talk? Dog. Yeah, I mean, you got to know when to throw in a towel when you're just too old. Doc J. Yo, I've been recently... Oh my God. Doc J. Remember to at me? You're new here. You want to throw an ad at me so it highlights? But I caught it this time. It says, yo, I recently got in a hobby of mini painting myself, and it's always awesome and inspiring to see what more seasoned painters can pull off. This is already looking top-notch work. Thanks, dog. All my techniques, bro. They're easy. Just gotta learn them. Stick with me. I got your back, dog. Let's run a quick heart pull right here. And the heart pull is important because a lot of people, they try to draw these lines. And you'll notice if you try to draw lines in any direction but this one, your whole hand has to fucking move. This is the most stable way to do a straight line. So if you could just make it straight lines by moving the model, always going to have a better chance to make sure your line is precise. But even then, if your line's not precise, it's not the end of the world. We got techniques for days. Out goes the mic. Says, nice. Happy retirement promo. Top. Big Matt. We just had a conversation about how I'm like the most legendary clickbaiter in the game, dog. Go boy. Hey man, just popping in to say Merry birth anniversary again. Heading out of town, taking the troop camping, and visiting the Lincoln Museum and Tomb. Have a great day at all. That sounds amazing, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Happy Pull says, does Abaddon meet this criteria? I literally listed him as not meeting this criteria at the top of the show. No. And also, mainly because I already painted him. So we got to avoid big promos that I've already done. Can't have two Abaddons floating out there. That discredits the first one. Ender. What up, man? Happy birthday. Question. Is T-Sun's Sorcerer on disc doable? Why do you just want him to be able to move around in the backfield? I mean, I love him on disc, don't get it twisted. But also, I like putting Sorcerers in Terminator armor just to deep strike in. Oh, do you mean for the promotion? Yeah, for the promotion, that rides. That rides. Yeah. Sorry, I thought we were talking tactics. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go up to a box Dreadnought. That's what I said. I'll go up to a fucking like Furiosa Dreadnought. Like, not an Abaddon or a Ragutsu Gilliman. Oh shit! Shut the fuck up about Moonmen. Okay, what's this math? Is that a 15x? Wait, is that doesn't seem right. Is that right? God, guys, math is hard. Is that right? 17? Is that 18? 16. See? Instincts. Let me get some strong man love in the chat from my boy, Sunshine Grenadier. It is double Yo Dogs on my birthday and Beast Mode activated. 368 bonus Yo Dogs to my boy, Sunshine Grenadier. It says, this is for a Jitterbug cell phone for seniors. Registered trademark. Classy. And your initial AARP membership. Happy birthday, my dude. Fucking love you, dog. Way to get on board with the fucking bit. Love you, dog. Oh, 16x plus 69 for lols. I see now. My man is top tier. Pop goes the monkey says, well, you got me, hook, line, and stinker. Dog. We had this conversation right before you walked in, Pop goes the monkey. People are always like, Rob is a clickbaiter. Rob isn't. He just does exciting titles. I named a podcast live stream once, live interview with Kathleen Kennedy. Like, I will do anything. I have no morals when it comes to fucking titling things. None. Okay, recap. We did our ghost line, which is really, really, really dark gray over all the seams. And right now what we're doing is we're taking that ghost line and we're adding more blue and white to it and making it slightly brighter. Trying to keep it mostly opaque and dry. And we're detailing out some lines. Okay, and I'm gonna do a lot of stuff on the front here. So we're gonna sneak into that ghost line right there in this panel and go center mass, like right about here. Heart pull. Stop, that's it. So where I was being fast and loose before, I'm not now. I'm being a little bit more on my game. Boom. See, and it's not really a second round of highlights. It's an augmenter. That line got a little wacky. I'll come back to it later when I'm in the editing phase. Lord63, thank you for the follow. Reappraise says, that's not clickbait, that's false advertising. Can't they be both? Can't I advertise falsely to you in an attempt to bait you into clicking on my link? Checkmate. Doc J. And it seems people are still waiting for Kathleen Kennedy to do that interview. Yep. Hey, masturbator. That is right. Don Josie, thank you for the follow. We're just doing our round of second tier pops into our ghost highlights. Heart pull. I think we can actually trace here. Oh, that was a mistake. I let the brush fold over. I got a little fatter than I want right there. Heart pull. When the bevels are too soft, the heart pull is typically going to be your friend. See, and with that ghost line, it's giving you this nice blurring effect too. I love it. Get that thumb. Let's get the side of the chest right here. Done. Let's run it here into the knee pad. Right there. Run our quick tracer technique right there. Pow, pow, pow. Just invert. Ride that rail. Too easy. Now, that was all traced. We're gonna go to heart pull right here. Gotta be careful, the shield's in the way. There's a little speck of dust right here. Fresh M, thank you for the sub, brother. Okay, let's get a quick tracer here on the toe seam. Boo. There's some random shit in here. Toe seam. Let's get a little moisture here. Let's see if we can get on the kind of this lip right here that separates the armor from the boot. And so contrast in a value capacity like this, guys. See, that's why I like doing them black and white like this too. It's a great descriptor of all I'm trying to do. Right, half the time what we're doing is we're airbrushing a model really sick. Then we got to pen wash all the borders to make a dark line appear. Just for the sake of sharpening the image, so you can see things, framing elements. I don't care about like. And then we're gonna go and do this, but when it's just black like this, all you have to do is put the lines in the right place to create those frames in those boxes, and it will just start sharpening the image over time. and generating more contrast. Even though we have a uniform non-transition black, we're putting the transition in the fucking edge highlight. That's where the intrigue goes. This is why I preach doing black this way, because at the end of the day, you know, you really love your airbrush. It's sexy, but, you know, when you're saying, hey, I'm going to be doing these pre-Hersey Deathwing, which are black, the second you modulate the paint job, they're gray. So you break the canon, which unfortunately is a big part of our game and how come we love it so much, you know? Now, colors don't have that problem. It can be any type of blue all day, day, twice on Sunday, and it's like, tight ultramarines! As long as they have omegas and shit on them, right? But the second you're in the value worlds, black and white, nope. Those aren't black Templar anymore. Those are gray Templar. Yeah. Now, let's get up to where it's a little bit more mission critical. So up by his head, there's a lot of action up there, so I'm going to just kind of get a little bit more mix going here. I'm going to keep it deliberately a little on the dry side. I'm going to just kind of get something that I like over here. And we're going to try to be real precise here. I got to just kind of really pay attention so I don't have to do this. Like, this is, you know, a danger spot. And that's a little aggressive, which I was going for, but it's possibly more aggressive than I want. So I'm going to go back in time, introduce a little black to the mix, and just make the adjustment in real time. So we're heart pulling on that seam right there. We're going to run in right here, Sunshine Grenadier. And we're not playing it fast and loose on these seams. We're going in with max effort right now to try to really crisp up this seam. And that's where we're keeping the paint especially opaque and especially dry. So I'm going to have to just, because of the proximity of these nuts to the top ledge is a little difficult. There we go. And we're going to see if we can run a quick seam right there. A little fatter than I wanted right there. It's a little softer of a bevel than it initially looked like. We're going to make the adjustment again and go a little bit darker and more respectful. And so we're trying to elevate those panels. That's what I mean about borders and frames. That's black on black on black, but as long as the frames are denoted, who cares about light? It looks sick, right? Contrast always looks sick. And so, you know, GW does this really well. They do like that Tron contrast out on everything, and it's sick. You know what I'm saying? It does provide max contrast. And so this is very GW in presentation because the model's black. See, this is the only time that I do paint jobs where there's no modulation. So when I'm doing all that modulation and dramatic airbrushing, I don't need to go full Tron. I can go like half-ass Tron. But when you live in one spectrum like this, in a GW capacity, you kind of have to go full Tron. Aiken for bacon. What's up? Happy birthday, he says. I have some basil bucks on me. Thank you. A lot of my students understand that kind of, we talk about it a lot in our first lesson about airbrushing. We're going to do a theory discussion. So here we go. This is where we also have to be on our shit up here. And again, I might just be making a mistake and going too disrespectful. So we're gonna do the fake line right here and create a border. See where I leave some shadow intact? I'm leaving that base black as a border between the two items. And that would normally be served by our pin wash, which I didn't have to do. So normally you'd be like, I'm going to airbrush this dramatic transition, I'm going to do all my pin washing, then I'm finally going to do all my edge highlighting. I'm like, bro, I'm already halfway done. You still haven't even got your pin washes done. Those are pretty ambitious, artistic license, these lines. That one is pretty shit. That one is also shit. Now this seam is, it's possible to get the tip of my brush in that seam and ride that rail. Let's see. Almost dry brushing that seam. With just the very tip of my 18-0. Send for game 69 in chat. I'm going a little wetter on this one, and I'm modifying to a tracer / heart pull. That nice seam art. Pow, pow. Now let's get a little bit more respect engineered back into it. And let's get a little bit of a... seam line around this pipe. I gotta work this line out with a little bit of my dark time traveling. Like I said, there's a time and place for editing mistakes, but look, also I have the light shining on this guy. I'm going to kick the light back down to something a little bit more natural because it's black, so I usually have to blow him out a little bit. But with the light in more of a natural setting on the black armor, see the red is still popping, right? Now that you see it in its more realistic lighting, these lines aren't nearly as preposterous as they once looked, right? OnePlus saves, are your sisters good now? Yeah, dude. They got a new free cheat code. Okay. Let's take a break from the hard stuff. Let's go back to the shield. Okay. So again, it's as always, it started black. We made the black gray. We made the gray blue. And you're looking, you visually use your eyes to determine if this color is brighter and respectful, semi-opaque and a little wet, or sorry, opposite, mostly opaque. Let's hit that corner right there, invert right here. That's an easy tracer on that edge. Forgot to hit this one. So I'm going to skip a step right there and just kind of go for the first line being that bright line. See if we can carefully ride this rail, even though it's really close to the other rail. We kind of hit both rails at the same time. Look. Quick tracer. Rotate. We're gonna have to go for a heart pull there. Babble Rouser.
It's not the east or the west side. No, it's not. It's the dark side. You are correct. Got Jeff Star. We got Jeff Star.
Let me get some strong man love in the chat for Babble Rouser.
We got Jeff Star. We got Jeff Star. We got Jeff Star. We got Jeff Star.
Babble Rouser with a 23 bonus Yo Dogs, 2x dogs on top of the beast mode multiplier. Feeling some mixed emotions here. Happy to support Kenny and wish him happy birthday, but sad that he's now going to retire and die. P.S. Who inherits the Beats Lab? Babble Rouser, thank you. Look, Babble Rouser, I'm going to grab more black into the mix and show it some, like, more respect. And I'm going to kind of link these long lines together. Maybe even a little bit more black. And just kind of really just try to connect those with a nice way, in a nice, like, smoother way. Babble Rouser, we're going to rotate back here. We're just going to hit this frame all the way. Now from this viewing angle, we need to reinforce that line right there. Pow! Now, let's take a quick jaunt into this really crazy, ambitious highlighting we've been doing. Some real artistic license right here. And see, by engineering that dark border in between the highlight and the icon, we're sort of denoting a bevel. Pow, son! Look at that. Looking sick. Let's make sure to invert right here. Let's get the side of this frame wall right here. Since I'm up here by his face, let's get back on the face. Really small, just short strokes here. See if I can get this second panel to pop. Go for now. So here's all our ghost lines on the back. This one is the back should be pretty easy. Let's just get reset. Invert. Okay. Let's go to heart pull strategy right here. Right there. Right there. We gotta do all the frames. The frames are all just base coated. Like the light gray. Just quick tracer right here. See, if you change the angle, you can usually find a way to get those tracers to deploy from every viewing angle. Now let's look from the top viewing angle. Yo, shout out right there. Mendozer. Thank you for the follow, homie. See if we can get inside the seam again. Get a nice tight line in there. You can kind of embed your bristles slightly into the actual seam and just skirt that rail. And I'm gonna manually drag the line down with a heart pull right here. Just to crisp it up down there. Right there. I'm gonna actually pick up a little bit more moisture. See, and there's like a frame that can be had between the armor and the back vents that I just engineered in there. Highlighting black, secretly easy. Shuey says happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. Thank you, man. Thank you. So we still got to do a little bit of work back here on the shoulders. Let's just kind of get a little bit more paint loaded up. Right? Combination of our paints. Find that respect. Dark gray, but a little brighter than what is there. Semi-opaque at this moment, but mostly dry. That's a little wet still. We're gonna run in for the tracer using the side of our brush on those hard edges. That's the easy one. The hard one is using the tip of your brush, pull back to your heart. Right inside that ghost line. Let's invert. Let's find a smoother path. Here we go. there. Right there. Rotate down here. And we're putting in those artificial bevels. That one got a little wacky. No lie. Sneak inside there. Rotate, look for that trace action. There is an editing step. Like I said, save your mistakes for the edits. Just running easy, simple heart pulls into your ghostly line that you already curated. Ah, gotta put a speck right in this, right where I didn't want it. Shit happens. Shit happens. There. And a big part of this project is going to be cutting in all this trim to be actually tight. Let's go a little brighter. A little brighter. Right, so there's like more white in the mix now. Let's go more white, more blue. Very opaque. Rotate back here. Running that tracer. Right there. And we're just going to pop a couple of key areas out on the guy. Using this strategy. Shui says, "Is this Hersey Lab?" Yes, sir. Exclamation point, spike your resume. Let's put a little pop right here if possible. And we're just going to really pop out just a couple of really important edges. Right down here. Using some tracer technique right there. We're going to switch the heart pull. We're going to just whip the tip a little bit. This is excessively bright, so I'm being very delicate. There. Maybe a little bit right here. On the tops of these shelves. Right there. Maybe if I can get a little bit right here. I'm seeing too where I thought something was fabric, but it's actually armor. So I'm going back to black. So that's just some coal black. This is actually painted red, but it should be black right there. And while it's wet, I'm going to run a quick highlight into it. There we go. Let's get our bluish white gray out again. Shuey, is this really last show or am I misled by the title? You're misled by the title. I don't know how you could have put that together for my title. Okay, let's try right here. Real careful. Just tiny little, little tiny adjustments, right? Ping, ping, ping. Look at that. Look at that. Right there, a little stipple right there, a little stipple right here. Just little ping, 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 ping. Maybe a little bit right here. Nothing too crazy. Let's see if I can get that seam to pop more right there. Let's get a little bit more white in the mix again, and let's just right there, right there. Might have to go back a step. That again might be too aggressive. Go back, get some black back in the mix.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready.
Feeling it. Feel like we got something nice here. Okay, let's get a little bit right here. And let's go back to the face. Let's get a little of that white blue mix. A little ambient gray on the bristles. And let's see if we can just get a final couple of glistening seams to pop here. And I may have to do some editing on the face. Right there. Right there. I think we did it.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Now he's got some nuts on his head that we got to fix too, but real quick, what I'll do is I'll go back, and I'll even grab some transparent black for this. Shuey, you were... Shuey. It's my birthday prank, dude. Every year. I use a little clickbait. And we're going to take, Shuey, we're going to take a little transparent black. There's a fucking hair in my bristle. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to reinforce any lines between panels. With some pure transparent black. And the nuts, I gotta wash them slightly because the nuts are a problem. They caught a lot of highlight. We can't ignore them, but we also just can't paint them that same gray. Or we can, it's just a little wacky. Okay, so we can use the transparent black to go back in anywhere. You know, where our gray highlight is too close to trim. Like that. And you can use it as like a quick eraser tool. But for the most part, everything's looking pretty good. Don't need to worry about it too much. Okay, so what I am going to do though is do a little editing real quick. So let's grab some black, a little white, and a little blue. And what I want is mostly black filter here. Okay. And I want to use this to sharpen and skinny up that line's aggressive impact right there. I want to use this to reshape any lines that are bothering me at this moment. See, this is what I'm saying. It's like now I'm struggling to see the ones that were bothering me. This is why I like to wait till the end. I'll run inside the seam there and maybe just soften the outer taper to those lines with a quick filter. But for the most part, it's tight. You know, maybe up in this region here, maybe we'll take some of that filter. And if some of your lines are kind of running into like open air conclusion with no taper, can reshape them like that. Exclamation point raw. Can I get some strong man love in the chat from my boy NS Ogre coming in with that beast mode multiplier. 23 bonus Yodogs NS Ogre on this double Yodog birthday stream. Thank you so much. Shui says, I'm painting Black Legion at the moment. See why you say not to do transitions like regular colors after trying it out. It looks terrible. Edge highlighting a whole army though. Sure, Shui, sure. But Edis Ogre knows. So if you're going to sit there and say, I've got 20 guys. I'm going to airbrush them all black. Then I'm going to transition into grays. I'm going to transition to a little bit brighter. And however many minutes that takes, like to load your airbrush up, change the airbrush out, do your colors, all that, to get all those transitions up. That takes time, man. And then, what's the next move going to typically be, Shui? Wash it black again? That takes time. You know, I'm saying it's black already. Cut all that bullshit out. I promise you that if, let's say you were just going to airbrush a Black Legion guy, then, you know, paint all this trim in, you know, do some washes, I bet you I'll do it faster. I bet you I'm already off to these edge. I'm already edge highlighting, and you're still like loading gray into your airbrush. You know what I mean? That's why this is actually faster. The only issue with edge highlighting is that it's tedious if you don't know the procedure. But I'm showing you guys the procedure right now. It's actually it's just tedious. It's not hard. Craig Uber's in chat. What's up, brother? So what we're doing is we're using this black filter we created, right? It's just some coal black, little water. You can see right through it. And we're using it to reshape any tapers on any of our fat ghost lines we don't like.
Say out an immaculate chorus down from the heavens, descended.
Just running it right into that tide line and just kind of reshaping it. And this is how I can shape my lines back into perfect little tapers. And just with that slight filtering. War Machine. Legend. Like right here. Reshape right there. Reshape right there. I'll take some of the transparent black and run it tight against the gold right there to reinforce our shadow right there. Tight. But honestly, Shui, you could have just stopped at ghost line, second line. If you're trying to do an attainable paint job, right? A sustainable paint job. We did ghost line, second stop, third stop. You could just do ghost line real fast and loose and just like treat the final popping as, you know, coming from your second step. You're fine. You can make it more sustainable. Now, if you want the lines to be bluer, because right now all the lines are cool. They have blue in them. You can make it deliberately more blue if you want, right? You can take that turquoise and make it a filter, right? And you can go back if you wanted to and kind of edge highlight some of these lines. And they will take on a bluer tint, and it really won't do anything to your black because this watered down blue is just not gangster enough to do anything to black. And you can go through and kind of cool up the lines to your heart's content, as long as you're being very low opacity, right? If you go in with too much thickness, this will be a disaster. I can just filter them bluer and bluer until I'm happy. But I'm happy with this. Like, I don't need the lines to be blue. Like, pure blue. But if I see any lines that could be a little cooler, you know, maybe I'll just take a quick pit stop and run a quick little turquoise filter right over. You know? And again, I have the light really blowing this model out because typically when I have black models, I have to throw a lot of light down. So let me just get the light a little bit more even. There we go. So the menace is strong on this. I like it. I like that neon black style. And you see we've got all this like ghostly shit going on. Fucking love it. And a lot of times I go back to the black after I do other stuff and maneuver it around. But I think what I'm going to do is just work on the nuts on his head real quick. I feel like that's a bad design choice from Hersey Labs to put that seam of nuts right there. Because it's like either they're gray or they're gold. You know, it's like, it's just not a good design. It's not good composition to put those tiny nuts there. I'm gonna take some ochre though, and I think I want to make them, try to make them at least gold. See, you don't even see them right now, but they're there. So let's take a little straight up ochre, right off the palette, no moisture, tip of the brush, stipple. Now you see that there's actually some nuts there. And what's unfortunate about this is that they're also here on this side. But I'm just going to ignore those ones. Those ones are dead. This guy's got this fierce night mask, which I love. Let's rinse the brush off real quick. Get that ochre off the brush. Gabe, thank you for the follow. Goliath, what's up, man? He says, you leaving Twitch? What do you think, man? Mediocre Hobbies, what's up, man? Thank you for the follow. I'm going to take some white. Oh, actually, this is green. I did the eyes green, didn't I? Let's get a little, a little of this straight up green out. Hold on a second. And maybe even a little, yeah, that's fine. Here's some green and white. And we had painted his eyeball white already. And we glazed green over it. And now what I'm going to do is embed with high opacity, low moisture, like a much brighter position. I'm going to see if I can get in there real careful. Nope, didn't do it. The angle is weird. I remember this eye being a pain in the dick. I want to get a little bit of a highlight going. There we go. That's it. That's all I want to do on his eye. Now his night mask, I think, is getting lost. I feel like we kind of have to do a little bit more work on it with black, white, and gray. Like, it's hard to see the vents. They get lost in the mix. So I'm trying to like draw attention to them very, very, very subtly by kind of hitting one side of that grill. Doing my best. I'm trying to put in some intrigue lines. He's got like a cross piece right here. Just trying to get as many little elements of his night mask painted as possible. God damn. It's in there. But look, guys, it's 3:51. Let's set up and do a whip session. Exclamation point whip. Let's see what you guys worked on this week since we last streamed. We started off on edge highlighting black. It's secretly easy. We're gonna try. We have to do all these details now, and you can see we just barely started there. So we're you know, our tent is some combination non-metallic silver and thing is white. So we kind of blocked all that stuff in together, and we'll keep pushing through. So exclamation point whip.